Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim couldn't help calling out those who left early as he hailed the Manchester United fans for creating an unforgettable atmosphere for his side's remarkable comeback. United scored 3 goals in the final 6 minutes of extra time against Lyon to progress to the semi-finals of the Europa League 7-6 on aggregate. The home side appeared dead and buried at 4-2, down on the night following Alexandre Lacazette's penalty. But a spot kick from Bruno Fernandes and a curling finish from Kobbie Mainoo brought them level before Harry Maguire headed in a dramatic winner inside a buzzing Old Trafford. The grandstand finish hadn't seemed necessary after goals from Manuel Ugarte and Diogo Dalot put United 2-0 up in the first half. But Corentin Tolisso's header and Nicolas Tagliafico's effort levelled things up to send it to extra time, with Tolisso sent off for a second yellow. Ryan Cherki blasted the 10 men into the lead from the edge of the box before Luke Shaw's foul allowed Lacazette to calmly make it 4-2 from the spot in the 109th minute. That was the cue for some of the 73,228 in attendance to get up and leave their seats in order to beat the rush and earn a cheeky dig from Amorim post-match. The sounds of the stadium was the best ever, Amorim said. Some people collect shirts, scarves, but I want to keep that sound. It's the best sound in the world. I feel for the people who had to leave at 4-2 because of the traffic. They will be gutted. We know we are underperforming and deserve all the critics, but we have time to make something special of this season. It was a roller coaster of a night at Old Trafford, but one which ultimately kept United's season alive, with a semi-final against Athletic Bilbao on the horizon to distract from the 14th place position in the Premier League. I think that is why we like this sport so much. All the frustration that a coach has in this season, the bad moments, Amorim told reporters. When you have moments like this, it is all worth it. But then you finish the game, you calm down, and you realise we have a game on Sunday. Then we have to see how the players are, and if they are fit to play, because we have to focus a lot on the Europa League. These kinds of moments can help a lot of players in this kind of season and this kind of context. These moments can create a connection between fans and players, and we can forget for a few minutes the kind of season we are having. But again, today is a good feeling, but tomorrow we need to start everything again and focus on players and if they are fit to play. We have to take risks and save it with some players, and if we look at our season, the most important for everybody is the Europa League. Manchester United have done their best to alienate the loyal match-going fan this season, hiking up ticket prices, abolishing concessions, and relocating fans who have sat in the same seats for decades in order to sell them at a premium price to tourists and day trippers. United supporters have made their feelings clear, with demonstrations, marches, and a sit-in after the final whistle following the drab, goalless Manchester derby earlier this month. In a year, Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his cronies have achieved what seemed impossible, making themselves as unpopular with fans as United's reviled owners, the Glazer family. But last night, United supporters showed why their loyalty should never be taken for granted, creating an electric atmosphere at what can often be a subdued Old Trafford. A giant Tifo banner, the first in United's history, was unfurled in the Sir Alex Ferguson stand before kick-off, the result of a joint enterprise between the club and fans, depicting the captains, Sir Bobby Charlton, Brian Robson, Peter Schmeichel, Rio Ferdinand, and Wayne Rooney holding United's 5 European trophies, with the message, "Never gonna stop." It was a bold statement of intent. There have been some legendary European nights under the lights at Old Trafford, notably the epic 3-0 win over Barcelona in 1984 and a 1-0 win, courtesy of a Paul Scholes Exocet missile strike, over the same opposition in 2008 to book United's place in the final. With such a dramatic finale, 3 goals in the second half of extra time, including a 121st-minute winner from Harry Maguire, this is up there with Old Trafford's epic European nights. Long after the final whistle, United fans could be heard singing their familiar Amorim chant to the tune of Bonnie Tyler's "It's a Heartache." With United 4-2 down on the night, 6-4 on aggregate, it looked like being heartache for Amorim and his players. But United never know when they are beaten, even in one of their worst seasons in living memory, especially with the unwavering support of their formidable fans. Harry Maguire sent Old Trafford into jubilation with his winning goal against Lyon, but few appeared as ecstatic as Andre Onana. The Manchester United goalkeeper started earlier celebrations by cupping his ears towards the League One side's fans, but on this occasion made a mad dash towards Ruben Amorim. The Red Devils' number 1 marauded up the pitch while his teammates joined match winner Maguire before planting his feet on the halfway line and lifting his head coach into the air. Altay Bayindir was also in the technical area and gave an enthusiastic hug to his colleague before Onana made his way back to his net. United are through to the Europa League semi-final after defeating their French opposition in dramatic fashion in extra time on Thursday evening. Onana may have felt a degree of relief after committing costly errors in the first leg. But despite conceding 4 goals at Old Trafford, Onana was not particularly at fault for any of them, having made his return to goalkeeping duties after being left out of United's squad to take on Newcastle. Amorim had offered his number 1 the opportunity to reset after a taxing time before seeing him return for the European clash. It had been suggested the Portuguese coach may have ramped on the pressure on the 29-year-old even further with his decision-making. But Onana appeared to appreciate his coach's methods with a serious display of celebration in stoppage time of extra time. It's safe to say Onana was happy with the result and his own display too. The Cameroon national even took to social media to deliver a message. Built with Onana mentality, he posted on X. The shot-stopper accompanied his message with an oncoming fist and red circle. Ahead of United's first leg, Onana became entangled in a war of words with ex-Old Trafford midfielder Nemanja Matic. The Serbia international suggested Onana was one of the club's worst ever goalkeepers. United legend Paul Scholes even had a word with the Lyon ace before play got underway in the quarter-final second leg. He detailed their conversation on TNT Sports. I just told him to leave our goalkeeper alone. But no, that was it. He was some player Matic. He looks well. Obviously, I played against him quite a few times, me and Rio when he was at Chelsea. He was just saying he's nearly 37, he's got another year left. He looks fit, he looks strong, but hopefully he doesn't have a good night tonight. Ruben Amorim has reached the biggest game of his Manchester United tenure as his side host Lyon at Old Trafford on Thursday night. Amorim knows this game represents his only route towards rescuing his dreadful debut campaign as United manager, which has featured a litany of poor results. United sit 14th in the Premier League table following the 4-1 thrashing by Newcastle on Sunday, and winning the Europa League is their only chance of securing European football next season. Before they can even consider that possibility, they must get past Lyon, who arrive in Manchester with the tie level at 2-2 after last week's first leg. That game was defined by Andre Onana errors, with the United goalkeeper at fault for both of the French side's goals, including Ryan Cherki's 95th minute equaliser. Onana was dropped for the Newcastle game, with Amorim deciding to take him out of the firing line and hand a Premier League debut to Altay Bayindir. But that move had no effect, with Bayindir dropping a clanger of his own at St James's Park to ensure Amorim only had one choice for this crucial game. He confirmed on Wednesday that Onana will be back between posts with a chance of redemption. I have the conversation with my coaches, but it is my decision in the end, Amorim said. I think Andre deserves to return to the competition. He will hope that the Cameroon international can redeem himself, or at the very least, not make any more big mistakes. As they have been all season, Amorim's options in defence are limited by injuries, with Lisandro Martinez, Matthijs de Ligt and Aiden Heaven unavailable. Johnny Evans has returned to training, but also won't feature against Lyon, leaving Lenny Yoro, Harry Maguire and Noussair Mazraoui as the back three. A lot of emphasis will be placed on wing-backs Diogo Dalot and Patrick Dorgu to support attacks, with a defensively minded midfield pairing of Manuel Ugarte and Casemiro likely to start. United have kept just 2 clean sheets in their last 14 games across all competitions, so the duo will have to protect the shaky backline. As ever, Bruno Fernandes will captain the side, playing as one of the 2 number 10s alongside Alejandro Garnacho. The Argentina winger scored United's only goal against Newcastle on the weekend and will be tasked with stretching the Lyon defence. Up front, it will be Rasmus Højlund after Joshua Zirkzee limped out of the Newcastle match with a hamstring injury. Amorim confirmed yesterday that he will miss the remainder of the season. Joshua is out for the season, Amorim told reporters. He is not going to play anymore this season. We must prepare him for next season. It is hard for any player to stop, but it's football. He has to be ready to recover.